All right, let's get the show on the road. I'm tired as hell. So I'm going to play for as long as I can and jump off. Because that's the way today's going, man. What are we going to do here? We can do the legendaries, print dealy bobs. We can do a lot of stuff. Guess what we'll do. We'll do the print dealy bobs. Run around. I know I found. Bottle cap. No. We'll pick up items while we're looking for defeat. And grab Watts. 50,000. I have been grabbing them a lot. Eight percent. That's cool, I guess. I'm one making sure there's no footprint here. I don't think there is, but double checking is always good. Two, I'm also grabbing items, so that today's more going to be a grind day. We're going to try to get in, and I could have shook that again. I didn't. E prints, ED prints. Anyways, I was looking at some new bikes, different bikes today, and I was wondering if I could maybe squeeze out a YT. I like the way they look. All black, which very fond of. And I can buy it for around the same price as a Polygon. It's aluminum. 29er has 170 mils of travel, both front and rear. Takes a standard shock instead of a trunnion shock. Very nice. Trunnion's nice, but finding the right size is like, I say really annoying. I actually mean it. Like, I'm not. I plus it's just more shock option. Now the shocks I would ultimately want eventually is either the Fox Float X2 or whatever it's called now, for the. I might get both and try out the difference and then sell the other. Depends on how that goes. But I think for the rest of this year, specifically, I'm gonna stick to just upgrading my bike. I've decided that that's the best route right now, and my son's bike because we have some upgrades that we haven't on his bike yet. He needs a bottom bracket, which I'll probably order tomorrow or something. Um, but the main reason is I need a car. So it's cheaper to upgrade a bike that you already have than it is to buy a new one. Now, I do want a full suspension. I will be getting one by next year, like next mountain bike. Before spring of next year. And the reason I will be is because I really want a full suspension, preferably an enduro. Um, the reason I want enduro is because I want to start doing really big stuff, more free ridey stuff, things like that. I can't I can do some of that. You're not gonna be wrong. I can do some of that on a hard, but there's gonna be a point to where because of my ankles, because of my knees, that I'm not gonna be able to do certain heights, right? Like I'll take a little bit of pain for a good 3 to 5 foot drop or things like that. I'm okay with that, right? Like I know it's gonna hurt. I chose to live the life that I've lived. It's not like I'm regretful. My ankles are bad because of skateboarding, mountain biking, hockey, all of it. All the sports I've ever played. Sprained my ankle and skated on it. I've ankle and mountain bike. Sprained my ankle and ran on it. They weren't like super big sprains or anything, so don't get it twisted. It's not like my ankles were the size of like fucking softball. They got a little poofy, um, poofy enough to where most people would go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Okay, I am. So I'll take a little bit of extra pain, for a little bit, but there's more problems than just like the pain that it would cause. Uh, the bike I have, as good as it is, the for a big box store bike, so it's a Schwinn Illumicomp. If you don't know, that's a pretty decent bike. My only problem with it now is that the dropper post has to be external. They're a pain in the ass. It nowadays. You can get them though. You can get them regularly. I had to figure out the travel that I would need first and foremost. That which I'll be doing. Do not get me wrong. I'll be getting a dropper post. Be getting hydraulic brakes. But the real biggest problem with that bike, good as it is, it's good for trail riding. It's good for even some mildly chonky stuff. The biggest problem I have is that the rear axle isn't up to snuff. Neither is the front axle currently. But the front axle will be changing because I'll be changing out the fork for a 130 travel, 120, 130 travel. I don't know yet. I kind of want to do a. Like, I'm not going to spend a shit ton of money on it, but I mean, I already have, which is the drivetrain. But the real thing that I want to spend the money on is, just like comfort. Dropper post is always nice. The rear axle on that, unless I'm like willing to like get it like welded on and stuff, I don't have the right type of rear axle to do the things that I want to do on it. It is a QR, what is it, 10 millimeter, I think, is what it's considered. 10 or 9 or whatever it is. A quick release, small little rear axle. Not bad for trail riding. Do not get me wrong. Not bad at all. The reality is, I'm coming to the conclusion that eventually I'm going to break that fucking thing. And I've already gone through a wheel on that bike, the whole rear hub, and cracked the axle and bearing setup in there. Got a new wheel, a whole new wheel. Uh, for the simple purpose of just being able to use it again. And that's gonna repeat. Uh, Even if I lose a bunch of weight because of the things that I like to do on a mountain bike, that's going to repeat, right? Like I'm holding myself back regularly on my mountain bike to not break it. Mostly because of the two axles and the fork. Now I could ride a little front heavy and to lighten up the back weight, but on drops to flat, things like that, it's not exactly easy to do. If you're fork heavy on a drop to flat, guess what happens? You fall and yourself. So you can be a little heavy, like you can put a little bit more weight towards the front, but really, I think the only thing that's really holding it back is that that's the biggest thing. Right? For me, I miss dual suspension. In the next year, I'm gonna either be getting one, or depends on how it goes. I gotta boost up the channel stuff. I gotta do all that stuff that is important to me. We'll be doing it. I know I've been saying I will be, but money's kind of tight right now because truck fix. Now, money's also kind of tight right now because of I need to buy another vehicle because I can't do this with this truck. I can't just be months or weeks without a vehicle that isn't a car. You know what I mean? If I was if I wasn't so lucky to live so close to my son, I would have a giant problem. Now, I'm thinking about a small pickup like a Ranger, and I don't mean something new. I mean something old, like older, like a Ranger or a S10 or Colorado or a Dakota or something. Um, Obviously would like to buy my dream truck, but that's going to take a long time to get anyways because there's not going to be. I mean, there's probably a lot of them around, a lot of good ones around that way. You're looking at the prices for a brand new truck for the truck that I want, right? I mean, not quite brand new, but I think they're like $100,000 that same model just this time. But they don't have the third door. They only have four doors. Technically, that is a four door, but it's not like a four in the center. Oh, got the got the half doors in the half door. 2002 Dodge Ram coming season. But I would like to get a small truck. Um, Spend a little bit of money now, have a decent running vehicle for a while, fix the Ford up, or just move on. You know, me and my dad can work on that over a long period of time and just do the thing. You know, just rebuild the whole fucking thing. I haven't really decided yet because I would like a project to do with my dad in my spare time. I do have spare time. Right? You know, like when my son's not around. You know, when he's with his mom that weekend a month, and we're not busy doing stuff. Kid. I want him to be on it too. I want him to work on it. You know, just like something that we do on Saturdays and Sundays, just to chill and relax. But with that said, I also have to finish upgrading his bike and this current bike. Now, I'm not going to throw a shit ton of money at it. It's just a reality. I can't if I want a new bike. So I'm going to throw some money at it though. I'm going to throw some money, get a better fork, get a better front wheel, buy an extra quick release axle. Buy a couple of them really. You know what I mean? And just deal with what I got for now. I want to do more fun, like for clips and stuff. I want to do and like shorts and stuff. I want to do more like uh free ridey kind of stuff. And to do that, I don't need that. I guess I don't really need 170 per se. Uh, though it's nice. Um, but I want to go with a higher suspension. Hill climbs are going to suck a little bit more, but you know what? I don't really care. Hill climbs, I don't mind if they suck. They're supposed to suck. And I want the bigger wheel size, which is 29. I like the. I've always liked 29ers. I've never owned one. I've always wanted one. So I'm working towards that. Um, I've had 26s most of my life because I didn't have to buy a bike after 26 is pretty much gone because now it's 29, 27.5. That's really all you got. And legit mountain bikes, not just from the Walmart or the Sears or Dick's. There's nothing wrong with those bikes, by the way. I'm not shitting on those bikes at all. Those bikes are great. I'm sure they, as long as they function good and they have decent parts on them, you know, some decent parts, nothing crazy, you know. Decent fork, nothing too crazy. A nice Suntour fork that you could with. I'm never gonna diss somebody for their bike, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, full suspension is nice to have, but you know, as long as you're out there riding, it's and your personal taste and stuff isn't that big of a deal. But the last bike I had was a pretty high. The last dual suspension bike I had was, besides downhill bikes, it was probably the highest travel trail bike that you could buy at the time. Which is 150 in the rear, 150 in the front, fork. And I miss that kind of travel because even when my ankles were already fucked, they've been fucked for a decade. You know what I mean? They're not new up. They've been fucked up forever. Um, because of skateboarding, mountain biking, or it's all kind of on fucked up ankles. Shit like that, you just kind of deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not because, you know, someone pushed me to do it. It was me pushing myself. That was on me. Probably shouldn't have done that shit. But it is. I deal with the pain. No one else does. Um, the only thing I will say is that I wish right now the wet weather in Maryland would pick a side because the constant transition from hot to cold is fucking with my ankles. That's the only thing I'll complain about as far as like what's wrong with my body. And I just want lower impact. I want to do some cool videos like testing out air versus like a high end air setup, air shock setup versus a high end spring setup. I would end up eventually selling those things, some of those things, depending upon and like switch them up too. Like put like put air in the back and coil up front and vice versa. Flip them around, see how I feel about it. Ride it, actually ride it. You know what I mean? Like not just do a back to back comparison. But actually take my time with it. Like maybe 1 week do that, week do this, do this, week do this. I mean, and to be honest, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I just have a vehicle and can either start my own business doing my own thing or work with someone that I know that's very close to me. Start a business doing all that shit. Or find another job because this job just isn't paying needs to pay for me to do the thing. Now I'll be working on the channel mostly this year. Bike is in my mind put to the back until next year. I was trying for this year, but with the truck fuck up and all that shit, I wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucked. So like I'm kind of stuck at the moment, not doing what I want to do because I have responsibilities like any other have to do. There'd be me goofing off mountain biking and all that and working and blah blah blah, important things I have to do. Take care of my son, all that BS. I'll get there. It's just gonna take me a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not really butthurt about it, but I was looking at some different bikes. I was looking at some different options, and I found a lot of different options that I actually like the way it looked. You know, it's nothing against bike companies, but some of these other bike company, the major bike companies in America, but I can't afford their stuff. And it's mostly just because it's carbon. And first off, I don't want a carbon bike. I've seen it too many times where with broken frames on very light crashes, very rough terrain, so on and so forth. It's just a bias that I can't get out of my head, and I'm not going for the frame cracks, and I'm fucked. I'd rather replace a part than a whole fucking frame. I was looking at the YT stuff, common style, stuff like that. I'm looking at YT. I think I'm gonna go with the YT Enduro. I was gonna go with the Polygon, but every time I look for it online where you can buy it, besides from them, like they don't really sell it to the. They do, but they have like distributors here. Every time I go to the distributor page, they're always out of stock. YT, on the other hand, seems to have a good inflow all the time. I've been watching the markets in Mountain General because the market's got all the COVID and all that stuff, and yeah, and I want a new one because I don't really feel like making an old one because I don't trust people. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the sense that uh, all people lie. What I mean is that I'm not trusting. I'm not risking injury because some dude decided to lie on a post about a used mountain bike, right? Like, sorry, it just isn't worth the risk reward isn't there for that. So I have to focus on getting a new bike. I mean, not a big deal. Not mad about it. Just the way it is. I can't risk injury right now. I can't ever really risk injury, but I definitely can't do it right now. I'm saying. Plus, I like the YT bikes. They look better. Uh, and I can last another year on this bike. Uh, really, what I really need this year, if I'm gonna keep this bike for another year, is a dropper post, preferably one with built-in suspension. You know, um, to save my booty. But really, what I need to do is just take the time and effort to fully upgrade that bike. Like the rotors are good. What I really need is some hydraulic disc brakes, just single piston, nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Single piston, because I'm not gonna be blazing on that bike anytime soon. And with the way my ankles are, I really can't blaze as much as I want to. I can't fly down track like I want to. It's holding me back a bit, and I know you know it sounds like whining. Reality is it is holding me back, and I can't help that. Yes. Anyways, but I've come to the realization that this year is going to be a shit year for me, no matter what I do. You know what I mean? Um, because of the way it started. I can turn it around and make it a little bit better. We'll see though. We'll see. I have to get another. That's the number one thing. I have to get that first before I even think about doing anything else. We got the couple upgrades my son got for his bike this year. We will be putting on. He's got a couple upgrades we already put on, but because it's easy. But I just need to find you know well, the parts that came in were wrong, demarked. I mean, I don't mind. It's a good upgrade for him either way. Either way, I bought him hydraulic disc brakes for his bike because he had a cable actuated disc brake, which is fine. They're fine. They're pretty good at doing them all the time. Fine, dude. You're spurging about something that doesn't fucking matter. That's my problem with people who are hydraulic. If you're just getting into mountain biking, uh, cable actuated disc brakes are just fucking fine. Anyone that tells you any difference is just a retard. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know? They act like they do. They really just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Where is got all the stuff for it? Where the hell? I see are giant spiders and random shit. Usually it's just like they're walking out here like this Victoria. Right? But yeah, I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna have to push the mountain bike back a year if I'm gonna make this as far as game streaming as well as just mountain bike content. There's a lot of stuff I want to upgrade, like my camera. I would like to get an Insta 360 action cam thing. I would also like to get another one that is 360 degree capture for just different bike views and things like that. You know, different mountain bike. I want to get a soundboard, an actual soundboard for my. I want to get a new desktop. I want to get a laptop. I need both those things for the channel. So that's more important right now. I want to get a legit soundboard. Nothing too crazy expensive. I mean, they're all really expensive, but nothing too crazy expensive. Something that I can help me use the excuse me, make the streaming better. Right, that's the whole point right now. I want to get a good mic, probably the SMB7, whatever the fuck it is. Sounding mic, a better sounding mic, a better better soundboard, PC, desktop PC. At least at first, just to stream. Then I'll add you know the graphics card later if I have to. I'm not too worried. You know what I mean? I'm just not worried about it. You know what I mean? On the desktop side, if I get a processor, RAM, motherboard, power supply, and case, and some hard drives, I'm good. And then I can wait for a while and still do Pokemon, still play some. I also need a game. Well, I also want to get a laptop to render video while I'm streaming because it would be nice to work on a video and render it while I'm streaming. It'll end within the time that I'm streaming, even if I'm streaming for an hour. Really, on this old hunk of junk I got here, right? So, I'm looking to upgrade everything. Now that doesn't mean the, the video quality is going to change in a good way. But all right, we're gonna do a crunch. Not very effective. Don't die, I guess. You are legendary, so you're a little bit bulkier than. But I'm working on it, and the first thing I'm gonna work on is getting a vehicle and getting art, channel art and stuff done for streaming. I think this Saturday, I think I'm gonna cancel the Doom stuff because I do want to do the Riders Republic stuff. Just for the simple fact that you know it's mountain bike oriented. Right? That's why. Like I said, mountain biking is going to be my main focus during the summer. During the winter, I'll be doing this stuff and maintaining the mountain bike and stuff like that. Which is something I should have did this summer. We're also going to be rebuilding my son's bike, a bike that I found. We have junk days, and I was just riding through the neighborhood, not looking at it. I was just riding through the neighborhood on the day that junk day happened last year. I found a bike. I mean, it was messed up. It still is messed up. Uh, I found a bike that would be useful for him at his mom's house. A nice 26-inch bike, 26-inch rim bike with just an older mountain bike. Too crazy. Uh, Not dual suspension or anything crazy like that. Just a normal, uh, front fork type deal, front suspension fork type of deal, but not like anything. And it needs a wheel, because the hub was fucked up on that one, and chuck that. It needs a wheel. It needs a skewer. This is also quick release. It needs new brake pads, new lines. I'm probably gonna convert it to a 1x7 instead of a 3x7. He's using his mom, so he's not gonna be like doing any real trail riding anytime soon. So there, and when he does, hopefully by that time he'll have a dual suspension trail or enduro bike, depending upon how he feels about it. Honestly, I'm gonna give him my bike for a little bit and let him ride it for a couple of days. I ride his. Or a day. It'll probably just be a day. Be like, wow, this is so nice. That's probably what I'll do. But the reality is I've come to the conclusion that when I get my new mountain bike, it'll be awesome. I also gotta get him a laptop. He doesn't have a gaming laptop. He doesn't have a gaming PC at all. And he's wanted one for a long time, and I said to myself, last year for Christmas I'm gonna get him for his birthday this year. Last one that just happened. January. I'm gonna get him a gaming laptop. And then the truck broke and I had to fix it. So it's not gonna be anything special. It's not like I'm gonna spend like, $3K on a gaming laptop. It's gonna be a normal $1,500 to $2,000 gaming laptop. Something you can just play games on. You know? Because he really wants to get into PC gaming. I also want to build him a desktop for here. That way he can, not have to always bring a laptop, but he could bring the laptop every time. It would help him, especially if he wants to start streaming and stuff, which he has mentioned he does kind of want to do. You dumb piece of shit. Anyways, yeah, I have a lot to worry about right now. And the new mountain bike isn't coming anytime soon. I'm gonna make the channel better. I'm still gonna stream every day. I'm still gonna or every day that I can, unless I'm grossly sick, I'm gonna stream. Or something like an emergency happens or something, I'm gonna stream. But my whole goal this year is to just get everything back in order at this moment, because everything went chaotic at the end of last year. And as I'm recovering from the chaos, the truck break. We're just gonna have to get another one. It is what it is. It's not like I'm like upset about it. I mean, I am. I'm not like, raging, just annoyed with everything. This past year, like last year was going so good, man. Especially towards the end of the year, and then just the fucking truck thing. Can't get the gift my son. I want to get my son for his birthday or Christmas. It just turns into a bunch of bullshit, and it's annoying. Honestly, that's what it is. And I'm taking it in stride as best I can, obviously. It's not like I'm raging, feeling too down or anything. But I knew that was a risk I had to take when I got it. I did what I did to it. The turn, we did what it did the truck. I knew it was a risk, and I took that risk, and I have a feeling that I'm just gonna have to buy another vehicle right now. Work on that truck where I can. You know what I'm saying? But uh, the new mountain bike might come quicker than I think. My whole goal this year is to build up a pretty big bank account. So I'll be working, streaming, working side jobs, stuff like that. I've been bugging my dad, see if he needs help at side job. He hasn't really talked to about it. Probably not. But if he does, we'll definitely help. Probably just restore Gyarados. He's still alive for a while. I have 21 revival. Anyways, I just want to have fun this year, build up a bank account, do things that I can do normally, and just have a bit of fun. You know what I'm saying? Not crazy to sit here and think that I'm not going to get everything I wanted to do this year, but I'm going to do as much done. First thing I'm working on is the vehicle. Second thing I'm working on is a laptop for my son and myself. Save up like 3K, buy the same laptop. That way it shares parts. We don't have anything to worry about. Upgrade that when we need to. Things of that nature. Um, Not too big of a deal. You know what I mean? Especially on the weekends when my son's not here, I need to be doing something that isn't just streaming. I need to go make some somehow and recording video. That's the thing, though. That is like the days that I'm off and my son's not here are ample time to go shoot a lot of video mountain biking and splitting it up and making a lot of video content out of that because I could ride all day. You know what I mean, I could ride all the trails that I rode last year and some. We tired as fuck, but it would be worth it, especially if I had a vehicle. I could also jump to, but you know how that goes. Well, we're gonna give you a full restore since you. Yeah, I'm gonna try crunch one more time. Actually, no, dude, what the fuck? I gotta revive somebody. I can do this all day. Stupid poke. Now the bikes that I use are really expensive. That I want is really expensive. Not talking cheap. Not so like it's not like it's like overly. I'm not spending like 10 grand or something. Um, it's not super cheap. You know what I mean? Right. I saved right next. We're good on that. But the reality is that it's going to be hard for me to do everything I want to do for the channel plus a vehicle. Even if I am working like jobs or doing a lot of side work and stuff like that. If you want to help me out, you can definitely send a Rumble rant. That would help. Um, more of that I get, the more it goes to this. So, and it'll only go to this from now until I get the system that I want and things that I need for the channel. You know what I mean? Whether it be a camera for mountain biking or a computer or a laptop or things that I just need, right? Better mic, better actual mixer that sits on my desk. Maybe like I'll be doing a lot. Let's just put it that way. I'll be doing a lot when it comes down to it, right? Um, my goal is to have a very. I'm going to be setting up a different stream style next couple of days. My goal is to get. I mean, not the next couple of days. The next couple of months, I want to get a third monitor so I can just leave what I see in restream. Can you pop it out? That's max. So I could open another one and no, that's this. Yeah, I have an idea for what's coming up, but I'm not sure if I want to do it that way because the way it works. But we'll see. But it's more flexible as far as like I was just looking at some stuff that I was like, you know what, that might actually be better for my stream. That's pretty much what it comes down to, right? That's all I thought about it was that it would be better for my stream. You know what I'm saying? I hope I can still attack you without killing you. But we'll be doing a lot more. I just want to do a lot of cool stuff, you know? It involves YouTube content. And I want to make other content on my other like mountain biking channel. That the whole goal eventually within the next say 5 years, have this channel in full swing, have regular content out, whether it be streams and mountain bike stuff. Have stream every day this year. Um and do the things that I want to do, make my setup better, just make everything better, right? That's all I want. Make everything better and it'll be better. You know what I'm saying? Of course you want to be dumb cunt. Anyways, but I just want to make everything better. Um Streams, the channel in general, I want to get some channel art done. All that stuff. How much does waterfall hurt? Probably hurt a little bit more efficient. But the biggest thing I care about is making the streams better and making the video content better. Plus, if I start making money on content, I can hire an editor stuff later on. Do shorts to do all that stuff. Really? Definitely when I get the new computer, I'll be doing streams a little bit differently in a setup. That's cool, I guess. I mean, use a quick ball, but if it works, it works. I'm not doing it. I knew it wasn't going to work, but dude, you're not even that high on the like. What are you doing? Like, honestly, what the fuck are you doing? You act like you have a bunch of HP. I'm just gonna do what I did with the Ultra Balls the last time. Just throw them until they're fucking out. Fucking Regidrago. Exactly what the fuck I did. Everybody healed up as much as possible. I don't know how this is heard that much. I don't know how it's like. It's crazy to me. Gary doesn't have directions to give. One shake out of an Ultra Ball? Are you fucking serious? Dude, are you ever gonna get fucking caught? You're not even that good of a Pokemon. Dude, one hit KO my ass. Bullshit right there is what that is. Anyway. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But it's gonna take me a while to get a vehicle. So. And a vehicle I want, not just one that exists. Gotta be either a small pickup or something like that nature. So that I can throw the bikes in without having a rack. And by a small SUV, I don't mean like a crossover. Like, I guess technically. I don't know how to explain. Today, just this week has not been my week, and I'm hoping to change that with mountain bike. Yeah, just working my ass off. Things done. That's my goal. Try Tower Ball since we've been here forever. Dude, one fucking shake and have a Tire Ball. I wish the Pokeballs actually worked the way they're supposed to. Like, they don't. Right? So, like, at half health, the Ultra Ball is a 50-50 shot. There's no point in having different Pokeballs. Like, I'm going to be honest. There's no point in having different Pokeballs that are quote unquote better when they're just not. They're not better against certain Pokemon. Like, a Premier Ball isn't any better than an Ultra Ball. Legendary. I kind of just proved that. How many Ultra Balls did I throw? How many Tire Balls did I throw? Legendaries, they don't have like an action. They don't follow the laws of Pokeball. And it's just fucking stupid. You know what I mean? No. But with that, we're gonna head back to Le Town and chill. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll upgrade, make videos on upgrading my current mountain bike. See how I feel about it after. You know what I mean? See how I feel about it afterwards. But I think that's about it for the night, guys. I'm pretty tired and bed. Been ready for bed all day. I haven't slept well all nights. See y'all later and peace out. Bye. For watching. Hit the like, share, subscribe, follow.